Good evening. This is the part where we try not to look at the script to remember our names.
Hi, I'm Patrice Jean, and I'm a board member.
And I'm Ken Michaels, and I'm a board member. And we are here to welcome you all to the Carry It Forward event of 2026.
And as you know, we are part of an amazing board, all dedicated to helping Bloomingdale School of Music thrive. And if our board members are here, if you just stand up and say hello to everybody. I know many of you were invited by some of them. We also have a new fantastic advisory board, and if any of you were here, please, would you stand and be recognized? We really could not do any of this without all of you, and thank you for everybody else for coming too.
Thank you. Yes, as many of you know, I've been on the board for 14 years, 12 of which I've been board president, but now it is time to pass the baton, pass the torch, or hand things off. And in order to do that, we've done this formally already, but I'd like to do it informally tonight.
I'm scared.
And I brought my Bloomingdale School of Music bag that I carry with me at all times. And this is an arts and crafts project at home.
Oh.
A little bit of help from Amazon. To Patrice, carry it forward, all my best, Ken. Patrice will be the new board president, and so I am passing this.
I am a super big football fan. I
All
don't know
right.
if you knew that. I'm from New Orleans, it's the Saints. My husband's gonna hate me.
Who'd that say they're going to beat them?
That's right. Well, unfortunately, a lot of people.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much, Ken. That's so awesome. And look, I can't allow you to give me a gift without giving you something else. Okay. So last year, I know many of you remember Ken's wonderful speech, and he ended it and he said, "I'm just Ken." And I'm like, Ken, you are never just Ken. So I'm going to give you this, but we got to take it out because Ken, to me, now that you've got your new...
The hair is identical.
We are now President Emeritus Ken, and you got to keep this forever. So
Thank you, Patrice. Thank you to my fellow board members. Thank you to my family who's put up with me living at Bloomingdale a lot of the time. And thanks to all of you.
So, without further ado, I'd like to welcome Vada Bank to come up and do the first speech. Thank you so much.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Vada Bank, and I've been studying classical guitar at Bloomingdale School of Music for 8 years under Dr. Jose Maldonado. For 3 of those years, I've been part of the Bloomingdale Training Program, which is an intensive program that has allowed me to take lessons in music theory, ensembles, chamber duets, private classes, as well as play for juries. I have been able to give back to this wonderful community through opportunities such as participating as a summer camp counselor under Ms. Patty Honorato, and a stagehand manager and concert photographer under Gloria Lamb. Studying and working at Bloomingdale has given me many valuable skills which have taught me hard work and professionalism. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Josh. I'm one of the percussion teachers at our school. It's a great pleasure to share with you a piece by the percussion ensemble, which is these three awesome individuals moving the marimba on stage right now, which are named Isaiah Laws, Derek Soriano, and Louis Golden. One thing that I like to say is that the loudest 75 minutes of the week at Bloomingdale is during percussion ensemble on Tuesdays from 5:45 to 7. Yeah. So one thing that I really like about percussion and percussion ensemble in general is that it's a communal effort, and it's communal in our playing, but also how we handle ourselves and help each other. So like for percussion ensemble to be successful and to really gel, you have to help each other out and share instruments, share mallets, share sticks, share resources. And that's something that shows, along with just being a great musician, shows a lot of character. And that's something that all three of these people on stage, I know I told them I was going to talk about them a little bit, that they really rise to the occasion every time. And they're always, as they are busy high school students, they're always willing to take a moment out of their day if someone needs some help to step in and lend a hand. You'll see Derek actually playing with the jazz ensemble later on, which is just another example of kind of helping their colleagues out a little bit. And also a lot of percussion moving, a lot of schlepping, as we say. Yeah. So it's always about supporting each other in the end, right? So the piece that you're going to hear is by a Mexican-American composer by Ivan Trevino called Watercolored Sun. If you're noticing, we're four people on one instrument trying to make the most out of the small means that we have. So, in the spirit of Music for All, everybody gets a seat at the table. So for this piece, we all invite you to the marimba. So it's pretty stacked, but there's plenty of room for everyone. So I really hope you enjoy the percussion ensemble playing Watercolored Sun. Thanks.
Good evening. I'm Margot, Director of Programs. The Borodin String Quartet you are about to hear, played by MAP students Chris, Hyomin, Dana, and Sophia, was written in 1881 as a 20th anniversary gift to his wife. It is a love tribute. Tonight, we as a school-wide community get a chance to gather and pay tribute to Bloomingdale. It's our love song to the school itself and the people who actualize our mission. I believe this deeply, especially as a Bloomingdale MAP alum myself, a longtime faculty member and now director of programs. I've had the privilege of teaching these students for 2 years in chamber music and cello lessons. They participate in rehearsals, actively share their opinions, and question musical choices we are making in real time. They care deeply about playing their best, and they are really passionate music makers. Every time they share an idea or take the initiative to lead in rehearsal, I get glimpses of the musician and person they will become, how everything they learn together in MAP will serve them in their future pursuits, musical or otherwise. They are taking initiative, developing points of view, trying to relate to one another, breathing together, moving together, and listening to each other. A few weeks ago, a guest violinist came to coach the quartet. He challenged them to try some different ways of getting a dark sound in the Shostakovich quartet they were working on. And at first, they pushed back with some resistance to what he asked. And then I felt immense joy. They had developed a point of view, and they stood up for it while trying to understand and consider what he was suggesting. They came in the next week still asking questions and sharing opinions about it too. We talked about how important it was for artists to try many different ways of playing something until they land on what feels truly right. I think we can all be assured that the students in the MAP program at Bloomingdale are going to go off and be great citizens and leaders no matter where life takes them. take a second to think about where you would send a love tribute in this moment, and let these fabulous musicians transport you there now.
When I first started at Bloomingdale, I was an entirely different musician than I am now. Originally, I came here to focus on studying flute, playing chamber music, playing orchestra, as well as solo recitals. But throughout my time here, my focus has shifted dramatically, and now I'm planning to work as a composer. My journey as a composer really began my sophomore year. Early in the semester, I saw a flyer for K4T Live, which immediately caught my eye.
I can. Sorry. The piece you just heard was recorded by the amazing Bloomingdale faculty this past September. I cannot emphasize enough just how grateful I am to have this live recording and how much it's helped me while applying to college. As a composer, being able to hear your work live is truly a privilege, and most people my age don't get opportunities like that, which is one of the many reasons why Bloomingdale's is a really special place. There are countless opportunities for young musicians like myself to showcase their talent, from solo recitals to chamber recitals, composition workshops like A4TY, and so much more. In addition, the community at Bloomingdale's is one that is not only very supportive, but one where teachers are really invested in their students' futures as a whole. From my amazing private teachers, Ms. Karu Hinata and Ms. Yvonne Troxler, to our director, Judy, and countless others. You've all made my time here not only enjoyable, but also an invaluable part of my journey as a musician. As a matter of fact, if it hadn't been for Margot to recommend Compose Yourself, the workshop, to me, this piece would probably not even exist. I hope you can see now that Bloomingdale is so much more than just a music school. It's a place where you can find your passion and have people guide you there. And these aren't just any people. These teachers at Bloomingdale are out in the world pursuing their careers while guiding the next generation along the way. I'm more than grateful to have been a part of this, and I thank you all for supporting this school and making journeys like mine possible.
Hello, good evening. My name is Brandon Vasquez, and I'm the Senior Director of Operations at the school. I know many faces in the audience, but for those who don't know me, I've been affiliated with the school since 1994, starting as a student in the MAP program, the very MAP program that Autumn is in right now, and eventually going to school and then coming back and becoming a faculty member and an administrator. So it's been a pretty amazing 32 years as I reflect back. And thank you. And I guess what I do as Director of Operations is oversee our 120-year-old facility. You know, a lot comes with an old 100-year-old brownstone, and we've been doing some great work at the school over the years, especially over the last 6 to 7 years since George to the Rescue kind of kicked it off for us. I don't think there's a space in the school that really hasn't been touched and worked on and enhanced. And it's really our pleasure to be able to do that for our kids, for our faculty. You know, Bloomingdale is a very special place. You know, it's like a hidden gem on the Upper West Side. And it's my pleasure to be able to be the one to oversee that and just make sure that it's a stable place for everyone who wants to come in and study and be at the school. So as far as paying it forward and carrying it forward, you know, 32 years ago, a man named Lawrence Davis, who was my mentor and kind of like a second father to me, was the one that believed in me, saw some potential in me, accepted me into the program, and really mentored me for many years. And so one of my missions is to continue to do that for future generations. My 14-year-old son is now a Bloomingdale student, and he's a wonderful singer and trumpet player. You'll get to hear him in a little bit. But being able to carry that forward has been a dream of mine and something that I'm able to just really be blessed to be part of. So thank you very much, and I'll pass it over to Kayla.
Hello, hi, I'm Kayla Jackman. I'm the Director of Finance here at Bloomingdale. And I know that that role sounds like I live in spreadsheets and numbers all day, which is exactly what I do. And I love it because spreadsheets, I've realized, are actually my love language. And what I'm actually really doing, though, is I'm using those tools to translate the voices of our students and our faculty and our community into a numerical moral compass that we all can see and we can trust on paper or in a spreadsheet. And every day I am advocating to make sure that our mission of access is reflected in every single decision that we make And carrying it forward to me means making sure that everyone in this room and everyone that steps within our doors knows that there is an engine of people downstairs in that basement constantly thinking about you and believing in you and supporting you. Yes. And that is the work and that is the promise that we make to you as students. I know there's so many of you here, and I appreciate you. Thank you.
Okay, that's really hard to follow. I'm Mitch Rowe. I'm the Director of Student Services. And I guess I'm going to go off a little bit here. I have the privilege every day, along with our very hardworking and intentional registration team, to be the first point of access, really, to our families, and we get to see all of you and see your performances and be inspired to continue to help your family, you and the other families come into our community to find a place for their music education. And starting from scratch, like we don't know what we want to do, but we want to find something. And we get to help out in that way to find where you're going to go and see what your journey is and how we get there. What I value most about my role is that I'm constantly reminded that Bloomingdale is about people. Behind every registration, schedule, phone call is a student building confidence, a family placing their trust in us, and a teacher not just sharing instruction, but inspiration. To me, carrying forward our mission and our values means helping to create an experience where every student feels that they belong and that their musical journey is important. It means trying to lead with care, patience, and compassion, and making sure that even the smallest interactions, families feel the warmth and purpose behind our work at Bloomingdale. In my role, I hope to carry forward by continuing to strengthen the support we offer our students and families by helping make education feel accessible and personal, and by contributing to a school culture that reflects kindness, inclusion, and a sense of community that makes Bloomingdale so special.
Hi, everyone. I'm Margalit Cantor, Director of Programs. My journey at the school began when I was 8 years old. I had my first cello lessons at the school. I found my way out in the world and then came back as a faculty member and administrator. This is where I first fell in love with music. I learned the cello and later chamber music and played an orchestra in the MAP program. Our former director, executive director, Lawrence Davis, would often talk to me about music as a student. Margot, did you see that Stravinsky ballet? Margot, what do you think? What do you think? Should we play Arvo Pärt at the orchestra concert? Even when I was young, he asked for my opinion. I got the sense that my voice mattered. During that time, I developed a strong sense of musical identity and belonging, and Bloomingdale became my second home. Now we are continuing to build a place where everyone can experience that same feeling of home. My role is to collaboratively build and support programs with our faculty and staff. There's passion, there's laughter, and sometimes disagreement, but it's never dull. That diversity of thought brings valuable perspective, like our student body. Our eclectic artistry shapes programs that have a deep and lasting impact. I support the growth of our teachers and administrators, and I oversee our school and community partnerships, as well as our online programming. We are always thinking about how our work can extend beyond the walls of Bloomingdale's brownstone, and how we can give each student a voice, just as Lawrence and now Erica has given to me. We regularly ask ourselves who feels welcome here. How do we teach leadership, critical thinking, and the confidence to take initiative? How do we nurture creativity so students go out in the world as thoughtful problem solvers? And how do we design programs that truly give our students a voice? Collaboration is at the heart of everything we do, and creating space for every voice, including our students, is what will carry our programs forward.
Hi, I'm Noelle Barbera. I am the Director of Development and Communications at the school. So that means I lead all of our marketing efforts, and I also lead the development efforts, the fundraising efforts, like things like tonight. Hasn't this been an amazing program so far? These students are so talented, and I'm so inspired by you all and so excited for you all. You remind me of me and my friends, because when I walked into Bloomingdale in 2015, it was like walking into my high school band room. And this was a place where I learned multiple instruments, and I made friends, and I played in many ensembles, and I felt understood. I know it just means a lot to me to be able to work for a place where students can have that same feeling. You know, these young people have a chance now, as I did, to carry it forward. I carried it forward from the band room to the stage to Bloomingdale in this administrative role now. And these young people can carry it forward to wherever their futures lead them. They will be the leaders of tomorrow. And speaking of leaders, I'm really fond of my colleagues here too on stage, this leadership team that I get to work with. And there is one person missing though here, yeah. There's one other person whose job it has been to steer this ship for nearly the past 6 years. Now, sadly making her last Bloomingdale benefit appearance. Please welcome to the stage, Erica Atkins.
Hello. Good evening, everyone. First, I want to give another round of applause to all of the incredible performers that we've seen so far tonight. Can we give another round of applause? You all have been truly incredible, and I know we have one more group to come, so I'm very excited. In fact, you know, it's just been so good that I actually don't even think I need to say anything at all, so I'm just gonna, yeah. I'm kidding. No, I'm gonna do a speech. I'll try. Okay. So to everyone in the room and to those of you joining us online from afar, thank you so much. I'm really glad you're here. And I wanna start here. You showed up. You showed up at a time when organizations like Bloomingdale, arts organization, education organizations, nonprofit, we are navigating some real challenges. We're not just talking about what might happen anymore, we are living in it. We're seeing what happens when arts education is deprioritized, what happens when funding becomes uncertain, and we're seeing what happens when access becomes harder to sustain. But we, in this room, we all know that this work transforms lives. So the fact that you choose to be here tonight helped make that transformation possible. Thank you. And when I was thinking about tonight, about what we're really celebrating, I found myself starting to think about my own journey into leadership. My dad and my stepmom are here tonight, and I think my mom's watching online, so they can tell you that from a very early age, I showed strong signs of leadership. Also fabulousness, but yes, leadership. And in my teens and in my early 20s, it really started to take shape. From building an entire drama summer camp at my hometown YMCA when I was 19 years old, to working at Levine Music in Washington, D.C., both on campus and in our outreach programs in Southeast D.C., to the New Victory Theater here in New York City, where I got to impact the lives of young people on the scale of thousands, to Opening Act, where I not only worked as a Yes, I knew you guys would. I knew, yeah. I not only worked as a teaching artist in the classroom, teaching the golden rule of improv, yes, but I was on a leadership team, and I really grew into my leadership myself, and ultimately here to Bloomingdale, to become a part of a legacy of leaders who have helped shape generation of young artists, musicians, and people, and bring the joy of music to the community and beyond. And when I look at the students who performed tonight, I see that same joy unfolding all over again. I remember when I first met Sahana, who you saw playing the guitar in her glittery outfit holding her guitar. And I seen Vada not just perform on stage, but grow into a leader. I started seeing her everywhere, managing as a stagehand at events, popping up and helping set up stuff, supporting students in the hallway during our summer program. I got to see Chris, who was in the quartet, shine on stage during rehearsals at the Interlaken Academy of Arts in Michigan last summer. And the first time I saw that percussion ensemble perform the piece that we saw tonight back in January, I was so impressed with the level of focus and collaboration. I had a friend who was a musician sitting next to me, and we both went, wow. And I think about Autumn, and the first time I heard his work at an A4TY concert and thought, oh, this is something special. So I'm sitting here as an adult, and not just as like the leader of Bloomingdale, but as an adult in this community watching this, and I'm impacted. And I know that's true for our adult students as well, people who come here at every stage in life, learning, growing, and finding themselves through music. So just imagine what those moments mean for them, even just thinking about what you've experienced here tonight. Because these moments, they don't just create musicians, they create confidence, they create identity, they create leaders. And if you're impressed with the woman standing in front of you right now, she was created through the power of the arts. So just imagine then what's being created at Bloomingdale every single day. That is what you are supporting. Not just program, not just lesson, not just performances, people. So I want to take a second to ground us in what this actually looks like, because I know I've got some people here who love numbers. I'm going to give you some numbers. So in the last year alone, Bloomingdale has served nearly 750 students, and another 200 to 300 through our community and school outreach partnership. We present over 100 performances every year. We have a faculty of 60 teaching artists. Last year, we gave out nearly $300,000 in financial aid. And the year before that, nearly $300,000. And this year, we are on track to do it again. So when you step back and look at that, that is nearly $900,000 in just 3 years. So we're just like a stone throw away from giving $1 million in access, an opportunity, and making sure that who gets to learn music is not just determined by what they can afford. Yeah. And so that leads us to right now. I am also a teacher, so I'm going to give you 3 ways that you can support Bloomingdale. Good news, you've already done the first one, show up. Good job, guys, A+. Okay, number 2 is contributing to the organization. Many of you have already given, and I'm so deeply grateful. If you haven't yet, now is the moment. So you can make a gift tonight by scanning this gorgeous QR code up on the screen. Thank you so much, Dana. Yes, appreciate that, yeah. Or you can participate in our raffle, which is open until midnight, to win some really great prizes. Just to give you an example, anybody who knows me knows I absolutely put a bid in on that Kate Spade bag. And Jacob Pickles, right around the corner from here, is one of my favorite restaurants. So you guys really need to bid on that one as well. Or not, so that I can win it. No, do it. So please contribute in whatever way is meaningful to you. All right, number 3. After you leave here, tell our story. Tell people what you saw tonight, tell them what you felt, and bring others into this community, because that's how it grows and that's how it lasts, with the power of people. So speaking of people, before I go, I do want to take a moment to thank some folks. To our board leadership, our new president, Patrice John. And our president emeritus, Kim Michaels. I forgot to wear my glasses today. I know you're out here. Patrice and Kim, thank you, and also to your spouses, Darren and Lenore, for serving as our Carry It Forward champion sponsors. Thank you not only for your commitment and your partnership, but by leading by example for our community as premier sponsors and donors for this evening. To our board at large, thank you for showing up, for your leadership, and for helping carry this mission forward. To the members of our advisory board, chaired by my predecessor, Erica Floresca. That's right, two Ericas. We're also both wearing black and white tonight, and we didn't even talk about that. Thanks. Thank you for your guidance and continued support. To the members of our special event and fundraising committee, thank you to the board members, the advisory board members, and the community members alike who have worked tirelessly behind the scenes to make this a reality. To our staff, you are the engine behind everything that happens in that special brownstone on 108th Street and beyond. And to the team who made tonight possible, Noelle, Gloria, Justin, Dana, and Kayla, and so many, because this is the all hands on board event, thank you for keeping us on track, making everything you see tonight happen, and making everything pretty to look at. Thank you. I do want to give a quick shout out to my leadership team who you just got to meet. They are my partners in leadership. Brandon, who somehow keeps that 120-year-old brownstone running like a dream and keeping us all laughing. Margot, who's our resident visionary, who makes every single one of our makes sure every single one of our programs is thriving and full of heart. Noelle, who is the architect behind our communications and makes sure our fundraising is as tight as it is impactful. And Mitch, who's our steady hand, who makes sure our families always feel at home and keep that red ship sailing smoothly, and Kayla, who has radically changed the way we approach our finances, and I say this with so much love, has never met a spreadsheet she didn't want to marry. Thank you. I do also want to acknowledge someone who wasn't able to make it tonight, but was a huge part of my time here. Laura Gravino, the former Senior Director of Programs who stepped down in August. Thank you for your leadership, your partnership, and everything you gave to this organization. I wouldn't have been able to do what I did here without you. Thank you. All right, and finally, last but never, ever, ever last in my heart, our faculty. I've said this before, and I mean this in every way. Each of you are the heart of Bloomingdale. I still hear from people decades later about the teachers they studied with here, and that is the impact that you have. You all are shaping lives every single day, and I am so deeply grateful for what each of you do, and that is the impact we are all here today to carry forward. So thank you. All right, guys, you're almost done with me. I have one last personal note to share before I bring on the final group. So many of you in this room know that this is my last Bloomingdale benefit as executive director. But it is absolutely not my last Bloomingdale moment. This community welcomed me with open arms almost 6 years ago, and I fully plan on sticking around, hopefully as a student myself. So next year, you can find me out in the audience, probably gonna be sitting next to Erica 1. So you could like sit between us and it would be an Erica sandwich, right? Thank you to everyone who laughed at that. And now, it is my pleasure to introduce our final performance. Earlier this year, when I had an opportunity to host a visit from guests from an arts academy in Michigan, some of you may know it, Interlochen, I love Interlochen. I thought carefully about what I wanted them to see and who I wanted them to see. I thought about what group might represent the full breadth of who we are here at Bloomingdale. And this is the group I chose. And I remember sitting there watching them perform, and I was thinking, oh my God, everyone needs to see this. And they had only been rehearsing for a few weeks, but they blew me away. So I invited them to perform at the board meeting a couple of weeks later. And of course, we had to have them back on stage tonight, because what you are about to hear is not just talent, it's collaboration, it's confidence, it's leadership, and it's everything we've been talking about tonight in real time. So once again, this is what we carry forward. And please join me in welcoming the Bloomingdale MAP Jazz Combo. Thank you. Thank you again, everyone, for coming tonight. A thank you to everyone here at the West 83rd venue. It's our first year here. You've been great to work with. And thank you to our in-kind wine sponsors at Italy and all of you for being here tonight. We are so appreciative.
And Erica, I know you're stepping away, but on behalf of the board, the advisory board, the faculty, the leadership team, and everyone else, you will always be a part of this family. Thank you for all that you've done for Bloomingdale. This is